Yes, welcome to the Random Ass Podcast. I am your random asshole host, Steele-Rhoads, and this is my random asshole co-host,
Christopher Steele.
So what do we got going on the docket today, good sir?
Well, discuss a little bit what we were talking about just a little bit ago.
Nice.
Fan theories, X-Men movie timeline. The first one is on the list. I didn't write all of them down. I skipped a few.
You wrote the important ones.
X-Men Apocalypse. Wolverine in there is a clone. X-24. They say he was too feral, not feral, but
Wild.
no, brutal.
Brutal. Vicious.
More vicious than Wolverine. He went around hunting before.
Where Wolverine would just have tried to get the hell out.
Right.
Makes sense.
I was saying that's X-24. Basically.
Which would make sense because he is their best that they couldn't get control over. Like, of all the Weapon X program characters, he's the one that is the most unstoppable.
Alright, so the next one on the list is the cure from the X-Men Last Stand. Doesn't work.
That's not even a theory, that's flat out fact.
Right. That people assumed at the end of the movie where Magneto's playing chess. Oh, it's just because Magneto's so strong that he was able to get his powers back. No.
Which I get that.
I get that too. But that's not the case because you watch X-Men Days of the Future Past, the Rogue cut.
Yes.
Rogue was in line and got the cure.
Yes. And somehow miraculously has her powers back.
Right.
Which means that the cure doesn't work.
It does not work. It's only temporary. Alright. Deadpool movie was written by Deadpool.
That I totally get.
Which I was telling you, they base it on the fact that a couple of things, like Colossus is so big, much bigger than in any other X-Men movie, because he beat Deadpool's ass.
Right.
And Deadpool was like, "Oh, you seen the guy that did it?" and that, and how he didn't miss a shot.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Everything's told by Deadpool. The movie's told by Deadpool, and I understand. The one thing that they don't mention was Colossus. Did you notice in Deadpool, Colossus never goes into human form?
Right. Maybe
Deadpool never seen him in human form.
Actually, the real reason why they did that is it was
the budget-wise.
Well, the guy didn't look like Colossus outside of the mocap. Which I don't know why they didn't just stick with the dude they had in the first place. That first guy was astonishingly good.
But the guy that they did get had that right accent.
Right.
That's all it is.
And if you were Colossus, would you ever not be metal? Honestly,
the other reason they say Deadpool wrote Deadpool is how Colossus kept trying to recruit Deadpool.
The X-Men never ever want fucking Deadpool's brother.
They don't want a guy like Deadpool.
No, when he does join them, it's because he forcibly joins them.
Right.
He's like, I'm an X-Man now, and they're like, no, you're not. And he's like, no, but I am. You're like, you can't get rid of me. I'm an X-Man now.
Right.
I even got my own costume. See, and they're like, but no, you're not. And they're like, no, I am. But that's what makes Deadpool so damned entertaining. Is just he's got superpowered willpower. Where he's just like, it's going to happen because I say so. I'm Deadpool.
Okay. Yuriko?
Yuriko?
And the Wolverine is right.
I figured she would be.
What she said is Wolverine dies in a pool of blood.
On his back, with his heart in his hand.
With his heart in
Now,
his
can
hand.
I take a stab at how Logan ends, since considering I haven't seen it? I know there's going to be blood everywhere, because it's the rated R Logan movie. He's going to be bleeding out on his back, and he's probably doesn't have his own heart in his hand, but he's probably got...
Figuratively.
Yeah, he's probably like either holding X-23 or got her hand or something.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
His heart figuratively.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Beast is right. And Days of the Future Past,
Right.
he says that no matter what you do, basically, time will fix itself.
Right. It's true.
So, the end of mutants will come, no matter what. You try to change the past to save mutant kind, it's not going to work.
No.
Something else will happen.
The only way for mutants to survive...
Oh, and go back to the cure not working.
Yes.
Not just Rogue. But if the cure worked, why would they have Sentinels?
Exactly. They would just boom, cure, boom, cure, boom, cure.
They would just shot all mutants with the cure. There would have been no need for using Sentinels.
Right. See, the only way, logically, for mutants to exist is for them to turn on humanity. Xavier is fighting a losing battle.
Right.
Because mutants aren't going to survive in coexistence with humans, and humans aren't going to survive in coexistence with mutants. It's Magneto's vision is the only true way to go. They need to wipe them out.
This one I liked, but didn't care for as well. Mystique. Her appearance.
At what point is she going to start turning into Rebecca Romijn? Just saying.
They say the reason why Rebecca Romijn's character, Mystique, is her true form.
I can see that.
Her appearance in the other movies
Is her trying to...
is because she... she wanted to... The backstory on her, not with... that they made up for her, is that she's Xavier's sister.
Yes and no. She
What,
supplements the place of Juggernaut. More or less.
But in the movie universe,
Yeah.
When they went back and did First Class,
Yeah.
she broke in and everything.
And based her human look on
a picture of his mom.
Yeah.
So she looked more like Xavier to go with the story that she's his sister.
So basically, she won't go back to that form because she's done left his ass. Like they're no longer family.
But when later on, when you get to
Rebecca Romijn's years,
she had parted ways long enough where she went back to her true form.
Makes sense. She's technically an ageless character anyway.
Technically, her mutant powers didn't kick in until she was an adult anyways. I was looking it up. She was already an adult when her powers kicked in. She's over 100 years old.
Yeah, she's fucking ancient. She's old. She's well over 100.
They don't have an age for her, but she was already over 100 years old. But she was an adult when her powers kicked in.
Makes sense. Oh, yeah. Duh. After her first love gets killed.
This one, I've said forever. Deadpool, the Deadpool from X-Men Origins.
Yes.
Is a clone.
Yes.
And I've said that since day one. Like, did you see the post-credit scene?
Yeah, with the wing.
Somebody picks up the head.
Yeah, the body.
No, I thought it was like Ryan Reynolds because I thought he.
No, nobody, nothing picks up the head. The head's just laying there, and it like does a slow pan down from the scenery, and as it gets to him, it just shows wink, and it's just a quick wink.
I could have swore that like Ryan Reynolds said something though, like what the.
No, I'm pretty sure nothing gets said. It's just a wink. But see, the thing is, what always gave it away to me that it was a clone. If they'd stitched his mouth shut, they would still be stitched shut. There wouldn't be completely grown over.
Right.
That came from the fact that they removed it in the genetic process, so he cannot fucking talk.
Right.
What bothers me though is they call him Deadpool in it, and he's not Deadpool in that movie. He's the Deadpool. There's the difference. He's a pool of people that are supposed to be dead.
This one I disagreed with. Talking about Professor X had gotten some powers from the transfer, Apocalypse transfer.
Maybe.
Because that's why he could transfer his mind. Like, no.
He can do that anyway.
Oh, they said, oh, that's not part of his powers.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. He in the movie, he said...
In the comics and cartoons, he's put his essence in other bodies to get shit done.
He said... But remember what he said in the movie? To the classroom. Mutant ethics class.
Right.
About how this was a comatose patient. Brain dead. Wants to stop a telepath from transferring their mind to this guy's body. So basically, any telepath should be able to do that.
Yeah. I mean, should be able to.
Okay. Deadpool is a comic.
Yes, the movie is a comic. That I can get behind. That makes sense.
And this goes along with the movie you haven't seen yet.
Right.
Logan. In Logan, X-23 Aura has an X-Men comic.
Yes.
And it is one of our X-Men comics at that.
Nice.
Because Wolverine tells her, that's not right. We don't wear those bright colors, suits, first off. And Gambit was never a member of the team.
Gambit's in the comic books in Logan?
Yeah. But he was never a member of the X-Men. According to Logan.
Yeah, but this is coming from a fucking dude who doesn't even remember his own past. So, take that with a grain of salt.
But, also according to Logan, after a certain point in time, there were no mutants born.
In the early 2000s. From like 2001 forward, there were no mutants born.
That would mean Negasonic Teenage Warhead should not exist.
That's what I was saying earlier before we kicked on, that would put Deadpool's time frame in the early 2000s. Of the, like, okay, the story between him and Vanessa, like early 90s. That he keeps flashing back to.
Alright.
The stuff with him as Deadpool is like early 2000s, about 10 years later. So it would make perfect sense that she exists. Because he's looking outside the fourth wall, going, talking about shit that hasn't happened yet, isn't gonna happen.
I could see more that Deadpool wrote it and messed up
Well, yeah, he's all kinds of fucked up in the head, so it makes perfect sense that if he is going to write it, he's going to butcher it.
Because Colossus should have been younger then, according to the X-Men universe timeline.
Right. Unless that's his dad. In all honesty, everything is fucked up. Everything.
It is. I've said
the only thing I can come to the conclusion of is that like Sebastian Shaw is the reason all this is fucked up.
Oh,
because
I didn't write that one down.
How in the hell is Emma Frost back in the 60s?
Okay.
Like in her 30s, and then later on
that was the next.
Is that one of them?
X-Men Origins is a propaganda film in the X-Men universe.
Makes sense.
The characters are. That's why the characters' ages and stuff and looks different than other movies because.
But they still got Hugh Jackman, man.
But they were making a propaganda film. And it might have been part of the Weapon X program. That's making the propaganda film.
Would be nice.
That's why Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, is the only person that's right. Looks right. Everything is right. Because you got Blob. You got Toad. You got different people that you've seen before. Sabretooth, different person.
Right.
All these different people playing parts. And the timeline doesn't figure out right. Because they were making a propaganda film. And they're like, alright, we don't have to be right about the time.
Right. It's like pretty much.
I like that theory. That does.
I personally
pretty much wipes out that whole movie. No, completely wipes it out.
See, they could have wiped out everything in one fell swoop by having Days of Future Past go back to the exact moment when Magneto and Xavier find Logan. And instead of saying fuck off, he just goes, boom, I gotta tell you guys some really crazy shit that's about to happen. I mean, that is what needed to happen in Days of Future Past. They could have just made it 15 minutes, had that happen, and then just have the ending sequence where everybody disappears and everything goes back to normal. They could have literally done it as a mini short to set up a whole new universe of X-Men shit. But no, they want to set up a whole new universe that just
but
shits
one ones I didn't write down was that somebody did go back in time. That's why there's differences.
Let me see if I can find this fan theory page and see if I can get into that one. Because if it's the theory that I'm thinking it should be, it would be fucking Azazel.
They're thinking Sebastian Shaw.
Yeah. Azazel, Sebastian Shaw, and fucking Emma Frost go back in time.
Somebody switched timelines.
Yeah, you can already tell us what's it. What bothers me is the Westchester incident.
I didn't write that one down.
Because it's bullshit.
The theory is that Professor X
killed everybody.
Well, that's what the normal theory is. The fan theory is that the incident caused Professor X to have a mental attack.
I personally stand firm that if Xavier felt that his brain was starting to go, he'd commit suicide. Because he's too dangerous to have his brain go on him.
In the comics,
he
shut down part of his brain anyways because he was too powerful.
Yep.
And to knock down the voices. He was just so powerful that he being right here, he inadvertently read your thoughts.
Yeah, just because.
Because you're thinking too loud.
Right.
I've had people think too loud.
Yeah, me too. Who caused the timeline split? That's the one. Theory stipulates that Sebastian Shaw was alive during the timeline of the original trilogy. He found a mutant that is able to travel back through time, travel back to the 40s with Emma Frost and Azazel, effectively creating an alternate timeline in the process. This would explain countless inconsistencies throughout the film and series. It actually makes a lot of that. For example, Eric and Charles would have met under different circumstances were it not for Shaw, which is true. Meaning that Charles would have been paralyzed in 62, which is true, because he wasn't paralyzed in 62 in the comics. It was in like 68 at a fucking Vietnam rally where he got trampled on, I'm pretty sure.
No, because it had to be...
Or no, it was a fucking... It was a plane wreck, wasn't it? Damn it, now I gotta find out what crippled Xavier.
Which time?
Right.
But anyways, he was crippled when the X-Men started, which was November of 63. I know that much.
Right, because that's when X-Men came out.
Right. The first X-Men comic book came out in November 1963.
Lucifer did it! He encountered the alien scout Lucifer in the Himalayas to prevent any interference from his race's planned invasion of Earth. Lucifer dropped a massive stone block on Charles's legs, crippling him. Which is bullshit. Because Rick would have just jumped into a different dimension and come back and shot him in the legs with the leg break serum and... Oh, wait. Wrong universe. My bad.
It don't matter. Like I said, which time? Because he's got regained control of his legs.
Actually, it was 63. September of 63.
X-Men 1 debuted November.
No, it
That's
didn't.
63. Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
I don't care what they say. It's,
September 63. X-Men 1.
it was November when it came out. I know it was November. It was the same month that JFK was killed.
It's not, though. This is not helping at all.
You're on Wiki, though.
Yeah, but the page, generally in the number one, where the number one is, above X-Men, it has the month. And they whited it out. Bullshit. I thought it started even earlier than that, though. I thought it started in, like, the early summer of 63. Because he wrote it in the winter of 62. After Fantastic Four did phenomenally. Damn it. I'm going to go to the comic books, though.
So let's skip that for now, because even though we don't have a time limit, I still like to keep it
Relatively
around a half hour.
Show me the picture. 1 September.
I know it's always said November before.
November is when they probably got their first results back of the sales from, like, when it was officially considered a hit, because it took 3 to 4 months before they got their sales numbers back.
Like Wizard magazine.
I don't trust Wizard as far as fucking dick, dude, because they have lied to me on multiple occasions.
No, the prices, the prices is not what you're gonna sell it for.
No. The fact that they said that my Undertaker #1 was the more valuable of all of the Undertaker, because it had the live action picture of Undertaker on it. I go to a comic shop and they're like, well, that's more common than this one over here that's got the drawn Undertaker, so why they're saying that one's more valuable, I have no idea. So at that point, I stopped listening to Wizard. I would go check out their casting call on the newsstand and then pitch that bitch right back up to the top.
I don't know. I almost think the guy at the comic book store could have been lying to you, though.
Could have been if he didn't have 80 of the fucking Undertaker with the picture.
Live action.
Yeah, and then like 2 of the other one, and he's like, it seems to me that this one's a lot more common than that one. Probably just the area. We probably got all of the live action ones here, and everybody's like, it's so rare elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because they've been known to do stupid shit like that.
Right. Anyways, let's skip this and go to one scene, Spider-Man
Woo-ha!
Homecoming. I thought it was great.
Best Spider-Man yet, as far as everything I've seen.
I've heard a lot of people are still saying, "Oh, Spider-Man 2." I'm like, really? I didn't think Spider-Man 2 was that good.
Spider-Man 2 had one thing going for it, and it had nothing to do with the movie. That video game was the best video game of Spider-Man ever.
And of course, I'm pretty sure opening weekend didn't do as good as Spider-Man 2. Or opening weekend.
I don't know. Let's find out, because it's
This is the second week.
and they're already up to, yeah, no, it's done way freaking. If this is its second week, it's already $469 million. I don't even think Spider-Man 2 is up to that yet.
But also, when it came to Spider-Man 2, their opening weekend was like a 4-day weekend.
Right.
They started playing it on a Thursday. 4 or 5 day weekend.
You're freaking right,
Of course you're going to have a great fucking opening weekend. You started your weekend a day or two early.
Dude, no. It clearly did not have a better opening weekend. Because its total right now is only $783 million.
But
that's less than double. From starting in 2004, that's counting DVD sales as well.
Yes, but
they're only on their second week. I guarantee this one's going to do 1,000 times better.
But you got to also think of that they might technically compare it doing
inflation
and shit.
Maybe.
I don't know. I wasn't even everybody. A lot of people I knew wanted to see that movie before, a couple of days before me. Wanted to see it Thursday night. I seen it Saturday. I'm like, this is not that great of a movie. Doc Ock.
What the fuck are you doing?
But I highly enjoyed Homecoming.
Yeah,
and
they're setting up a lot of good stuff with it. Though they did F the timeline all kinds of up with it, though.
Yeah.
It really did. But that's going to happen when you have, like, 8 different chefs making a universe, you know?
Yes. And not just that. Also, not even having rights
to a lot of the villains, a lot of the...
To the Spider-Man until recently.
Right. Honestly, what they could do if they were smart is say exactly this. Amazing Spider-Man is the same story. It's like, those are the origins. He's already taken on those people. It's already been done. Because they can still build this towards Sinister Six. Sony has not given up any rights to as far as, like, distribution or even create... Like, they've given Marvel the creative control to go, do it right, but we want to make money off of this.
Right.
I think they should just go... You remember that Sinister Six movie we were aiming towards? How about you guys finish off? We've already got 5 villains. We just need one more. We're doing a Venom standalone. Let's make him the 6th.
I get what you're saying. What they would really have had to do Homecoming different then. Because... Or would have had to make Homecoming's timeline a little bit later than it is. Because he's only 15.
They don't age him in Amazing. That's something I actually noticed. They never state an age when he was born.
No, but they did state that he was going to start in college.
That doesn't necessarily
He graduated high school.
That doesn't necessarily mean anything, though. Because he's got freaking super intelligence. Without any powers. He's a super smart freaking kid, so he could easily have graduated by the time he was 16 and then decided, no, I want to stay in school with my friends. I mean, they could loop it back to where it makes sense. It kind of. Dennis Leary and that whole spiel, like, they're just going to have to can it and call it a new reboot, honestly.
Really? Yeah. I did one of my favorite things is you had a meme about a year ago, Uncle Ben. Quit rebooting. I'm sick of dying.
Right.
I'm glad they didn't retell the origins.
Yeah, that's something DC needs to learn.
And you know what? It's been done enough. You don't need to tell.
Right.
Everybody knows who the fuck Spider-Man is. We know who he is. We know he was bitten by a radioactive spider. And he does explain that a little bit.
Yeah, they did kind of
in the movie. Because when Ned finds out.
By the way, I found out the Ned version of Hobgoblin was actually a good guy.
He was the third Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
You know, the first and the third Green Goblin were the same Green Goblin.
The first and the third?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Norman.
Makes sense.
The second one was Harry.
Which is, again, logical. This is pissing me off. They only had to consider one Catwoman to be actually Catwoman. And that kind of pisses me off.
Michelle Pfeiffer?
Selena Kyle.
Right.
It's like, no.
There was another one.
There's like 5 of them. It's a Catwoman is an ancient spirit. They established that shit really early on in the standalone Catwoman comic books. So, like when people got pissed off about the Halle Berry one, I'm like, no, that's legit. Totally different fucking Catwoman. Not related to the Batman franchise in any way, shape, or form.
Right. I never watched it.
You haven't? It's actually one of the best.
I don't know. I don't like Halle Berry, for one.
I'm not a really big Halle Berry fan either. I personally think she's the worst Storm of them all. But as far as Catwoman goes, she nailed it right on the frickin' nose.
And I'm not a DC. That big of a DC.
I'm a Batman guy. That's pretty much where my DC shit stops.
Right.
Like, I don't even watch Flash anymore. Because I just don't care. I'm like, you're telling the same story that you told in season 1. Again. Quit it. Give me Batman or get off my TV. And that's why I won't watch Arrow, because it's Batman without Batman. If I wanted to watch Batman without Batman, I would go watch fucking anything else. Like, I would go watch Iron Man if I wanted Batman without Batman. Rich dude saves people, yay! Not a big fan. Not an Iron Man guy. Tony Stark is like my least favorite of superheroes.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight, that is a perfect example.
He's Batman. Moon Knight is Marvel's version of Batman.
Right. I want to know who owns the rights to the Amalgam Universe. Because if there's one movie that will make so much money...
Dark Claw.
Dark Claw. That franchise could print money for whoever makes the first one. I mean, it's Wolverine and Batman in one character. That is a gold mine. How Warner Brothers and Fox haven't got together and been like, okay, Fox, you guys own Wolverine. We own Batman. Technically, you own part of Batman too because of the 64 series. Let's work together and make Dark Claw. Because fuck Marvel, that's why. Like, if Fox really wanted to stick it to Marvel, that's what they would do. Because they own the character Wolverine. The distribution, all creative. They're in cahoots with Fox, or with the DC Universe. Deadpool is the perfect example of them being in cahoots with the DC Universe. As everything is going to hell in a handbasket in the very intro, that wallet busts open and there's a Green Lantern card in a Marvel movie. Okay? So we know that they're more than willing to go and work together.
Ryan Reynolds is probably had to throw that. He was like, come on, I
played Green Lantern. Just throw my picture in there as Green Lantern. Come on. That way the Super Suit Green animated line totally makes sense. It would make sense anyway.
You know, in the comic book universe, Atrocitus?
Mm-hmm.
You know who that is, right?
No.
Hal?
after he's been consumed by the Dark
rage.
Lantern.
When he killed all the
Lantern Corps.
All the lanterns.
Nice. Dark Claw movie rights. Well, I'm clearly not the only one asking this question.
Right. One other thing, I'm good for the week this week.
Right on. Let's do this. Let's hear it.
Sub-Zero just came out.
And you finally dropped?
Dropped on Tuesday.
You're getting fucked, dude.
Anyway,
July 4th was the official release date for Sub-Zero. You got screwed.
For pre-owned.
For pre-order, even digital.
For Ultimate Edition. Yeah, it would...
So they've got the regular, deluxe, and ultimate.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
I got Ultimate Edition.
Bullshit.
I should have had them a week early.
Yeah. You shoulda. Bullshit.
Anyways, he dropped. I think he's kind of OP. I already got him. I've only played a few hours. I got him to like 11.
Nice. He's Sub-Zero though, so it would make sense that he's very, very OP.
He's more OP than Superman.
Which again makes sense. Superman's an alien. Sub-Zero is a god. In the long and short of Sub-Zero's story, he is the equivalent of Raiden. He's the ice equivalent of Raiden. Raiden's electricity, he's the ice, Scorpion's fire. They haven't... Well, Sub-Zero's water as well, but they haven't done a wind guy.
And you have Rain as well.
Right, but the non... Everybody that's not Scorpion and Sub-Zero aren't gods. They're
Actually,
wannabes.
which Sub-Zero? Because there's two.
The original with the blue mask, Sub-Zero. The other one's his brother that's looking for what happened to the original Sub-Zero, which he ascended. That's what happened. That's even in the comics. That's in Sub-Zero ascended.
I thought the original was the one that became the robotic.
No. The robotic was built by Cyrax to coax the brother, the one with the red slash over his eye, to battle. I've got your brother right here. I don't think Sub-Zero actually got cyborged out.
But the way I read it, this is the second Sub-Zero, anyways. Because ends up becoming the Grandmaster of the clan, of that clan.
Well, they've already changed the story anywho, so...
Anyways.
What the... See, this is why I stopped playing video games, dude.
They retconned it.
They've retconned him as Chinese from the Earth Realm. That's not even right. That's not even right. He's an outworld core being. That's why he's got the frosted eyes, and he's a fucking god, for Christ's sake. Jesus. Sub-Zero remained while the elder brother became Noob Saibot.
I like Noob.
I like Noob too, but Noob Saibot is not Sub-Zero.
No.
He's Scorpion. If anybody turns into Noob Saibot, it's going to be Scorpion. He's just burnt so badly that he's all black.
Alright, so that I just wanted to mention that. I'm waiting for the... So there's 2 characters out of the 7 DLC characters.
That are released yet? Oh, there's only 2 left?
There's 7
total
left.
Oh.
They've released 2. Total 9.
Okay.
They released the 2. Red Hood, Sub-Zero.
Okay.
There's 7 more to go. There's 2 that I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna guess they're gonna be OP as fuck.
Probably.
Raiden.
Definitely gonna be OP as well. Oh,
and Spawn. I'm gonna guess he's gonna be OP as a motherfucker.
Yeah. Now hold on, I'm looking up. I'm trying to find out who all the DLCs are, and
they don't know.
No, they know. They're just not telling us.
They don't know all of them yet.
Plot characters. Here we go.
There's like 3 that they're. I'm guessing one is Adam.
Sub-Zero, Starfire, Red Hood.
Starfire's the last one of this pack.
Darkseid.
So she's the next one.
They've only got 4.
Darkseid, I don't count it. He's a different DLC.
He was pre-order DLC.
Right.
He would be DLC even if it's not pre-order. You'd have to pay $2 for him.
Right.
Which is fucked up because if you fucking pre-order, it's like 5 extra. It's cheaper to actually get him on the back end.
No. Because you pre-order, you put that $5
Those are 2 totally different fucking people. Why are you lumping them together?
Who?
Robin and Nightwing. They're lumped together as if they're the same, as if it's both Dick Grayson. And we know it's not Dick Grayson that's playing Robin. That's freaking Damian.
Well, he's Nightwing as well.
Damian is?
Yes. In Injustice.
What?
If you look at the story,
Make no goddamn sense.
he joined the regime after.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, it's all Damian Wayne. Shit.
After I think, pretty sure it was an accident, but he caused Dick Grayson, Nightwing, to be killed.
In
Injustice.
Because like I said, wasn't Nightwing Dick in the first Injustice?
No. Not in his alternate timeline.
Okay. I'm confused, man. Basically, at this point, when it comes to anything superhero, you can say whatever you want and it exists somewhere in one form or another. So everything that we've talked about and we're like, oh no, we're wrong. We're right. It's just it's not the main continuity. It's elsewhere in the...
It's a different multiverse.
Right. It's either an ultimate or a alternate universe or... Yeah.
Right. Alright, so... You want to do a
Quick picks?
quick fix or something?
Sure. I will throw down my quick pick as...
Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I'll stick with my Rick and Morty vein.
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty. So close to season 3.
Well, technically, we already got the start of season
Right, we did. We got to start season 3 on April Fool's Day, which was brilliant.
So I did give up. I think I gave up The Mist.
Yeah.
And
I actually watched the first episode that I'm like, I gotta see how bad this is. Dude, I couldn't make it 15 minutes. I'm like, how did he sit through more than one episode of this piece of shit?
I sat through 2. Gave up on...
After the second one?
I turned it on the other night, and I'm like, no. Oh, that reminds me. And there was one other thing I didn't write down as notes.
Hit it.
Movie series that is not getting finished. Or is getting finished, but not correctly. Divergent. Apparently,
didn't like the first one, so they can't really fuck it up anymore, in my opinion.
Apparently, it was supposed to be coming out here soon.
Right.
But that last movie didn't do
as well as they wanted.
As well as they wanted, but they still were planning to make it. The studio changed it. Made for TV movie.
Same actors though?
All the actors. Nope, I'm not doing it.
Then why? Why just start from the beginning again? Redo the whole thing and do it right.
What they said was that the movie might spin off into a series. Like, it's stupid.
They'll probably do the same thing with Maze Runner because the second one didn't do so well.
Is it the same company? Is it still Lionsgate?
Yeah. Yep. Fucking Lionsgate. I used to love them so much.
They're like a B company.
They got some really good movies for a short burst and really brought the stock of Lionsgate up, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, check out this piece of shit. Guess who made it? Lionsgate. They're like the LJN of movie companies.
For a long time they were B movies. No, and like you said, they got some movies that shot them up. So they're like, all right, we're an A company now. No, you're still a B company.
Totally changing the subject to a movie franchise that's actually getting done right on television. Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Right.
Army of Darkness rights have been settled, and they can now refer to everything that has happened in their franchise.
I figured that much because of the end of season 2.
Yep, that's it right there. Robert Tapper stated that the rights issue had been solved, and references to Army of Darkness would appear from season 2 onward. Love it.
They did make some slight references.
Yeah. They backhand referenced it because it was like a reference from Evil Dead 2 about the traveling to the past thing, like because it happened in Evil Dead 2, so they can still refer to him going back in time. One thing doesn't make any sense: where did the hand go? Not the evil hand, but the metal hand that he had in Army of Darkness. Is he gonna like find that and be like, I forgot all about this, clack, and attach it, and it's gonna be like the badass hand that can crush shit like it's supposed to?
I don't know. Maybe.
Or no, does he? He has his hand back now, doesn't he?
I think he does.
No, they made him cut it off again in that same episode. Not again! No! I love that fucking show so much. There's my second and third pick. Season 1, Season 2, go watch them now before Season 3 comes out. $20 a piece. You're gonna love it. Wait. Now that I say that, I don't think Season 2's out yet. No, Season 2's not out yet. Season 1, DVD, $20. Nefarious Means, absolutely free, on the internet. Have at it.
And Season 2 will probably be coming out shortly anyway.
It better damn be.
On DVD.
It better damn be. I did not buy Season 1 to have them go, well, we're just going to do digital downloads of the rest of the franchise. Fuck you.
I don't think they... I can understand, but I don't think they're going to, because the digital copies, most people throw those fuckers out anyway. Those codes out anyways.
Right.
Nobody gives a shit about that. Like, one time, you get a digital copy, but you can only have it on one spot.
August 22nd. August 22nd.
I agree. Watch. I'll agree with Ash versus the Evil Dead. Evil Dead 2.
Army of Darkness.
And Army of Darkness.
You can skip Evil Dead 1 because it's a more serious version of Evil Dead 2.
Yes.
They tried to make it a... Yeah.
It's a straight out horror.
No comedy involved. Like, there's funny parts, but it's not because they were intentionally funny. It's just because it was so badly done. It became funny.
They basically revamped it with Evil Dead 2.
Yeah. Same exact premise. Same gist of 6 characters getting trapped in a cabin. Like, I've had this argument with people. Fred, actually, he's like, no, that's 2 totally separate movies. I'm like, yes, it's 2 totally separate movies. But Evil Dead 2 is just a retelling of the first Evil Dead.
It is.
There's no, like, they do not acknowledge the first one except for one line about coming up there years before. But why would he go back? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
I think coming up years before is how he knew of the cabin in the first place. Not
necessarily a reference to before.
To the first movie.
I don't think anybody considers the first Evil Dead to be a part of the franchise. The original trilogy. I mean, yeah, it's a part of the original trilogy.
But it's not canon.
Yeah.
It's not canon to the story.
It's really not. And if it is, that makes Ash a complete moron. Like, just a complete fucking idiot. Especially to hook up with a chick named Linda twice!
Right.
After the bad ending with the first one, it really makes sense to go back after that? No.
Well, actually, if you look at it, the only way I could see is that they cut out the friends that were with them.
Yeah, but they replaced him with the fucking redneck and the...
But, no. They cut out from the story completely. And pretty much they're like, oh, Evil Dead, the first Evil Dead exists. That's what led up to him burying her and everything. But
right.
They don't mention the friends It's just him and Linda that came up. Because there's things that messed up anyways, even in Army of Darkness.
Oh, well, no, yeah. Guess he's an idiot. Oh, no, it's genius. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay. This is the perfect explanation as to why Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 are practically the same movie. Because when making Evil Dead 2, Sam Raimi couldn't get the rights to Evil Dead 1. So he just decided to remake it in a comedy fashion. Even though they do a small little recap of the first one in the intro of 2.
And which leads to Linda dying.
Right.
I don't count it as canon though.
No, me either. Start with 2. I don't even own the first one because I'm just it's a bad movie.
It really is.
It's just a bad movie.
I tell people, I always tell people,
skip it. Yep.
I own it. I do own it. I just
never watched it. Right? I'm thinking of buying it and just leaving it in the package so I can have the whole series.
Right. I get that. I'm like, just skip the first one. Don't bother with it. That's why I'll tell you guys at home. Don't bother with the first Evil Dead or the reboot.
And honestly, you could skip Evil Dead 2. Because Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness don't exactly mesh up as far as their endings go.
No, that's what I was about to say. And where he goes back in time, at the end
Evil Dead 2
Evil
matches
Dead 2,
he's the leader, and it jumps the entire story of Army of Darkness, pretty much. He just shows up, destroys some shit, and they're like, oh my god, a god, and that's that. And
right.
then, Army of Darkness...
They have him as a slave.
Yeah.
Getting ready to be killed. I'm like, wait, how did this happen?
Where did this shit come from? Now, I've said that more than once when it comes to Sam Raimi stuff. Spider-Man 3 is a perfect example. Getting rid of the costume, I'm going to be emo Spider-Man now. First thought was, where the fuck did this shit come from? I made no sense. Well, I know where it came from. It came from the fact that Sam Raimi didn't want to do Venom. Did not want the black costume, did not want any... He hates Venom with a passion. We're the least favorite character in the Spider-Man arc.
And I like 3 because of that.
Right. The worst cast character is Topher Grace as Venom. But he still pulls it off.
Right. I thought he did a great job.
Phenomenal job for not being a frickin' Brock Lesnar. That's the only person that would have really been a good Venom, in my opinion. Would have been a Brock.
Venom.
Yeah, Venom.
Not Eddie.
And Eddie. I think Brock, when given the ability to just talk and not be in I'm gonna beat your ass character, he can hold his own. He's his early years in WWF, A number 1 on the mic.
All right, so that's gonna wrap it up.
Oh shit! Yeah, we're double length episode in our new YouTube season.
Oh, I guess there is one thing. I want you guys, for those that only watch Random Ass, we talked about trying to get guests on
the Not So Random Ass Wrestling Podcast / Armchair Bookers.
Last week we talked about trying to get guests, and it's not just wrestling. We want
guests of all types so we can fill Random Ass with some asses in seats.
Musicians, people that
fledgling comic book artists, comic book writers, anything that is in our wheelhouse. We love everything. We love music, movies, television, wrestling.
You're a writer.
If you fucking write books, we read books too. We might not talk about them as often as we talk about the shit that spawns off of them. But
did talk about the Hitchhikers.
Right. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, another great book franchise.
They fucked it up. He fucked it up himself.
He butchered. He
butchered his own story by having the timeline
shift. Yeah.
Multiple Earths. I'm like, how does? Wait. Shouldn't you know the answer to the questions?
Yeah.
For the ultimate question to go with the ultimate answer.
Right. It's the ultimate answer is 42, and the ultimate question is what is the answer to life and universe and everything, right?
The question that the computer Earth was supposed to come up with, but it was destroyed.
Okay.
Right
See,
beforehand.
I have to really dive into some Hitchhiker's Guide because I know of the movie. Like that is the only bit of that lore that I can actually go, yeah, I know that. Because it's the only, like, I've
They did a good job on that.
I saw the first bit of the series that we tried watching. Did you end up finishing that?
No, I couldn't get the stream to
Piss.
rubber.
Oh yeah, that's right. We kept butchering out on us. That's right.
So I wanted to mention that we do want guests. If you're in any kind of pop culture,
Right. Hit us up on Facebook. Like, share, subscribe on YouTube.
Right.
Comment in the YouTube section, and we'll private message back and forth. Yeah.
Look us up. Tell your friends. As always, like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Tell your frenemies. But so until next time.
Forever and always.
Keep it
Keep it
random.
random. Peace.